Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video today because I had this idea to do like a get ready with me going to work kind of video. A lot of you have asked how my job at Ulta is going, and so I thought what better way to discuss it than when I get ready to go to my work. So I'm going to show you guys kind of like the makeup I like to wear when I go to work, and just kind of talk to you guys about the job and how life in this new city has been and everything. So yeah, let's just get on into it. I do want to start off though by saying that if you see any like white powderiness in my hair, it's just because I sprayed some dry shampoo and I haven't brushed it out yet. I'm trying to really let it absorb because I woke up and my hair was really greasy, but I didn't want to wash it. So if you're wondering why it's like gray right there, that's it. Of course, as always, you know you want to start off by curling your lashes. So as for my job at Ulta, in case any of you guys just aren't caught up at all and you haven't watched any of my past videos, I moved to a new city. I got a job at Ulta. I am a prestige beauty advisor, which means I work in the high-end section, and that's really fun for me because I get to do people's makeup and just recommend products, and basically I get to like live out a YouTube video all day at work, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, there are some parts to the job. I mean, it's not all just fun and, you know, doing people's makeup all day and stuff like that. You know, we do have to do a lot of stocking. Right now we're in the middle of working with inventory, which has been just like, ugh, it has been like so tedious, and I haven't really been enjoying that too much. And then from time to time I also work on just cashiering and stuff whenever they need somebody, which is kind of boring. If there's one part of my job that I like ever don't look forward to, it's those hours that I'm working just at the cash registers, because it's just, I don't know. I've never liked any job in which I've worked like as a cashier. When I was a hostess at the restaurant I used to work at, hated that because our system worked where the waitress would give you your ticket and then you'd go up to the front to pay, and I hated it. I mean, you just sit there forever. And then when I worked at a bookstore and I did cashiering there, I hated that too. Like, it is just so boring. I could never be a cashier anywhere, so that's awesome. Whatever. I'm gonna go with it. Ignore the eyeliner mark. I got some eyeliner on my tape and it looks like it just wanted to smear when I put on the tape, but we're just gonna go with it. And I mean, there's honestly nothing better than just being able to work in the prestige department and actually be able to do people's makeup. I think that the practice of me doing that is awesome because I do want to be a makeup artist someday. And my problem has always been that I'm not in a city, or I'm not in a state necessarily. Excuse me, I'm trying to grab the palette I'm gonna use. But I'm not really in a place right now that condones that kind of a job, because it's not, I don't know, where I live, it's just, there's not really any makeup artists. I mean, I want to live in a big city so I can do that. But honestly, I mean, I just don't have that much practice doing lots of makeup on other people. You know, I always do it on myself. I've done it on my sisters, my mom and stuff. But as far as like non-relatives go, I've only done like a small handful. So it's been really nice getting that experience. And for any of you out there that do makeup and stuff, I mean, it's a completely different ballgame doing it on somebody else versus doing that on yourself. So, but yeah, it's been really fun, and I've been really liking it. So overall, my job has been going really well. As for the type of makeup I like to wear when I go to work, I really try to do it all up, just because I am a prestige advisor. I do people's makeup, and people are, I think, like nicer and are willing to buy more product from me when I have my makeup all done up and like I really kind of just look like I know what I'm doing. Not that we get commission or anything at Ulta, so it doesn't really matter how much people are wanting to buy or whatever. But people just, you know, give me a lot of compliments and stuff, so it's pretty fun. So today I'm going to use the Vice palette. Usually I use the Urban Decay Electric palette. That is my favorite work palette, which is weird. That is in no way a work palette for many people, but if you work in a makeup store, definitely is. I'll into some pink here. This is the shade called Noise. But, and this is kind of the first time I'm announcing this. I didn't really want to put this like on Instagram or think about maybe putting it on Twitter, but I did have to pick up a second job. Any of you out there, you know, in college or kind of in my similar age group know that it is really hard to work one minimum wage job and really live. I mean, it is impossible, and that's why, like, I've always been a big supporter of, you know, the idea of raising minimum wage in this country, because you cannot work a minimum wage job and be able to afford like shit. I mean, like, let's be real here. So I did have to pick up another job, which isn't, you know, the end of the world. Lots of people do it. So I got a job at a daycare, and if there's anything I love more than makeup in this world, it's babies. Like, I absolutely love babies to death. So I got a job as an infant caregiver, which is just absolutely perfect for me. When I told Bryce that, he was just like, oh my god, like, you're set. You do makeup and you take care of babies. So I honestly could not be happier right now. Like, I got a lot of really, really great things going on in my life. The city that I'm living in is kind of like a huge college town. So things here are like extremely expensive. I mean, it's just like crazy how much they charge for stuff here. Just like restaurants and stuff when you go out to eat, it's just been insane. So that's been kind of fun again with the whole like kind of broke and whatnot. Bryce has a really good job right now. He is going into his senior year of college. So in another year, he'll have an amazing job because he is going to be an engineer. So things won't be so rough. We just gotta wait another year and things will be dandy. But he got a really, really good job. He works kind of like in a lumber yard right now. Kind of like a manual labor job, but it pays really, really well. Like, it's not a minimum wage job. They actually pay really, really nicely. And he gets a lot of hours. He gets 40 hours a week, or actually sometimes over 40 hours a week. He's constantly working. So he really is kind of the breadwinner right now. Ulta, just honestly, I would love to work there, and if I was working there like 40 hours a week, I wouldn't have felt the need to get my job at the daycare, but they were only giving me like around 14 hours a week, which you know, Bryce and I, like, especially with his job, we could make it work, but we don't necessarily want to have to worry about that, especially come the school year when he's not going to be working. So I just decided it'd be best to pick up another job. That way we have some even extra spending money. Next, I'm going to take the shade called Blitz, just in case you're wondering. That was the pink that I used. Now I'm going into the gold. But at the daycare, I did already have my first day, and it was really, really awesome. I really enjoyed all the kids, and I don't know, like I said, I'm an infant caregiver, so I really didn't get to see too much of the 2-3-year-old kind of preschoolers too much, but they were just so funny. The babies are just so insanely adorable, and the only downside of the job is that it's kind of like in an adjacent city, so I do have to commute a little bit to work. But honestly, that doesn't bother me too much. I actually have really started to appreciate the drive, and so yeah, I mean, it's working out pretty well. Other than that, I'm trying to think of other stuff in my life that I can talk to you guys about. My birthday's coming up, June 4th, so I'm really, really excited for that. Unfortunately, Bryce doesn't get the day off, so I'll have to spend a lot of it probably alone because my family doesn't live here. And honestly, I mean, I have friends here, but a lot of them are kind of like Bryce's friends. And so they're not, you know, people I would normally hang out with. You know, there are a lot of guys. And so whenever Bryce wants to hang out with them, it's fun because, you know, I can talk to them and we get along just fine. But they're not people I can like, hey, you want to go to the mall and go shopping or whatever. So anyway, I don't know. I don't have tons of friends here as far as girls are concerned. In fact, I don't have like any that I regularly hang out with. So birthday might be spent kind of alone, which sucks. But he'll be back from work around like 5 o'clock that evening. So we'll go out and dinner. So we'll go out to dinner and do something. And I was thinking that day, honestly, I might just go shop. I'm just going to take Laced, which is like a blending shade. A really, really awesome thing too about having these two jobs, which are both like in my top 5 interests kind of category, you know, kids and cosmetics and makeup in the beauty industry, is that I really get a kind of, I think here in a few months, I'll get more of a feel of what I actually, you know, want to do. Like I said, I want to be a makeup artist, but I have debated going into like early childhood development and being a teacher, and then I've thought about maybe being a social worker. Like, I have just so many different things that I want to be, and I'm one of those people that, like, my biggest issue is that I don't want to be just one thing, like, for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to be a teacher for 30 years. I don't want, like, I don't know. I just can't commit to something like that. And, you know, I think that some people don't have that issue. I think some people are okay with sticking with one job. I know that, like, Bryce, he's totally fine when he graduates to be an electrical engineer for the rest of his life. Like, that's his, like, passion. That's what he wants to do, and that's awesome. But I just have, like, so many different interests, and I have just so many different things that I want to do in my life that I just have a hard time saying, like, I'm going to do this forever, you know? But it's kind of cool that the two things I've most debated about as far as like a career goes, you know, working with kids or working in the beauty industry, I'm kind of getting a taste of both of those right now, and I'm really kind of being able to evaluate what I like to do more, you know, like what job when I wake up am I more excited to go to. By the way, now I'm just taking sample from the Lorac Pro Palette. Get some crease action up in here. You guys can kind of already tell whenever I go to work, really am into the bright colors, and I don't know, like I think that I've sort of gotten like in this groove now where I really enjoy wearing bright colors. Like I haven't worn like a neutral look in a really long time. I mean, when I went to the daycare to work, I just kind of threw on some mascara, a little bit of blush, did my eyebrows, and that was it. But like as far as when I actually like do my makeup, like actually take the time to sit down for a while and do it, I have always just been reaching for colors recently. For those of you who are curious as to how, you know, leaving the nest and not really being with like my family and stuff anymore is gone, it's actually been surprisingly not too hard. One thing that I really miss is my sisters, because my sisters and I were like best friends, and I think that that's kind of natural between a lot of people, but like seriously, my sisters and I have two sisters, and like the three of us have always shared like this insane like connection and bond, and like I mean we would absolutely do anything for each other. Like when we were little, we were constantly together, especially me and my middle sister. My younger sister is a few more years younger than me. I think she's like 4, and then my middle sister is 2 years younger than me. So I have a really good relationship with both of them. And right now my middle sister, she is currently in high school, and so I've been able just to talk to her, you know, a lot more about that and kind of, you know, that whole world, because she is a freshman. So, you know, things have been kind of different for her the past year, but I mean, she is really enjoying it, which is good. And then my littlest sister just started middle school this past year too, so I mean there's been some changes and stuff there as well. But again, I mean, she hasn't really had too many issues. I think middle school is a bit more tough than high school, or I don't know. I think that both middle school and high school are equally as awful, but I mean like middle school is really a time where I think girls are just kind of mean, and you know, people just aren't really accepting of anybody in that age. So she's kind of had some issues with that, but anyway, back to the whole point, really leaving them has just been the hardest. Oh, and for that outer V work, see, this is the thing when I start talking like this, I forget what I'm actually doing in my makeup. I took the espresso shade from the Lorac Pro Palette. As for some things that I've really been enjoying about, you know, like the city where I live, there's like an awesome tea shop we have here, which is really fun. There's a lot of breweries, which I'm not 21, so I cannot partake in, but Bryce can, and his brother can. His brother, he has a twin brother that lives up here, and his twin's girlfriend and his twin, and then Bryce and I, we've kind of formed like our own little posse a little bit, and so whenever we're going out, we always invite, you know, the other people, so they've been really fun to hang out with. Yeah, like I was saying, there's that tea shop, which is really awesome. There's a hot springs too, which actually Bryce and I haven't gone to yet. We really need to, because it's getting to be that time of the year where swimming and stuff just sounds awesome. It has been like so insanely hot. It was weird. It went from being like super crappy and rainy and like everybody was complaining to like, holy hell, you walk outside and you just automatically start sweating. One thing that I'm like super stoked about is thanks to my job at Ulta, I'm going to be able to try the new like Benefit push-up liner before it actually gets released. I'm so excited about that. And that's one thing that's been an awesome perk to that job, is getting that discount, especially for my channel, because I spend so much money on stuff to review, and like I love it. You know, obviously I gotta keep the product and it's awesome, like I'm not complaining, but being able to get the discount that I get at Ulta and then getting gratis, which is free product, has been like awesome. Not that we like necessarily get piles upon piles of product or anything. I've only received a really small handful of items, but you know, I'm not going to complain. It's still nice to be able to get, you know, prestige or high-end makeup. It's so weird because now that I work in the prestige department of Ulta, everything that I used to consider high-end, I now call prestige, which I think just sounds like super pretentious. But that Bryce and I are super excited to start doing is some vlogs, actually. We've been wanting to vlog for a really long time. We could never really do it that well when we didn't live together. So, we didn't even live in the same city. So, I mean, the vlogging with us was just, it wasn't, you know, it just wasn't going to happen. It is so hot in here, holy cow. So, we're going to start vlogging. So, those are going to start popping up. I think we'll just do, like, weekly vlogs. I don't know, like, if I'll necessarily post one every week. But, we'll just sort of vlog throughout our week. And then maybe I'll post, like, one a month or something like that. We'll see how it works out. Or, like, 2 a month. I don't really know. And then soon, too, we're going to be getting our cat. So excited. In case you guys are kind of curious, I should probably explain this too. The place that we're living right now is actually owned by my boyfriend's parents. So he and his roommates were here over the past year, and it's a brand new place. They just bought it. It's like, seriously, it's not even a year old. So Bryce and his roommates moved into it for the school year, and now Bryce's twin is going to be moving into it for this school year. So I'm just here temporarily. The reason I moved mainly from the old city I was in to here is because I did get that job at Ulta, and they were wanting me to start earlier than the move-in date to our actual apartment is. So this background here is going to change, and everything is going to change. I'm going to have my own makeup room and everything, which I'm super, super excited about. So right now, this living condition is just sort of temporary, but I'm not complaining. I mean, it's a whole house we have to ourselves. It's kind of awesome, but we will be getting our own little apartment here soon, which I'm really, really excited about. So, the reason, in case you guys are curious why we're getting a cat later and not now, is it's a few different things. I think, first of all, because we are going to be adopting from a shelter, we don't want the cat to get used to, like, this area and then have to move it and then, like, I don't know, cause it any anxiety. Or I guess I shouldn't say it, but, you know, him or her any anxiety. And then also, my boyfriend's parents hate cats. So they're like, we don't want a cat living in our house, which is whatever, that's fine. So, anyway, we're having to wait till the middle of June when we get our own apartment, and then we can have our cat, and I'm so excited. I'm just gonna pop on some lashes real quick, and then I will go back and do the rest of my face with you guys. So this is another thing I've been getting super into recently, fake eyelashes, and that's something that honestly I never thought I would enjoy, like especially like on a regular basis. For me, I think I used to wear fake eyelashes maybe once a year. Like I seriously never wore them, and just recently I've noticed, especially since I've been doing so much more dramatic looks, that I really like the look of false lashes. By the way, these are the Ardell 108s. I really like them, and then also this lash adhesive is awesome. This is the Kiss Clear Premium Eyelash Glue. The reason I love this is because it has its own little applicator, which is really nice. So you're not having to like squeeze it out and then take something else to apply it onto the lashes. And I realized too that if I cut my lashes in half and then apply the outer corner ones and the inner corner, it's so much easier than applying a full strip of eyelashes. I learned that little trick from Nikki Tutorials. She did recently did an eyelash video, and for the past few weeks I've just been doing like a full eyelash, and then just the past couple of days I've been doing the half, and it works so well. It makes your eyelashes so much more comfortable to wear because you don't have that tension on your eyes, and it also keeps them on for like ever. So I love that little trick. And then by the way, I also picked out a new mascara. This is the Physicians Formula CC mascara, and I really like this. As you guys know, I am obsessed with the Sexy Booster mascara from Physicians Formula. However, mine completely dried out and it is pretty much just gone, and so I had to put it into my little empties bucket. So I really like this one. This one has like one of those cool little kind of scooped wands, and I like this mascara because it doesn't feel like you're wearing mascara at all, but it really does give you a really, really nice full look, especially if you layer on 2 coats. So I've been loving this. Gosh, I have this dilemma every day where it's like I don't know what foundation I want to wear. I really just need to start like sticking to one, or I don't know, I need to do something because it's just like every single time I open up my foundation drawer, it's like I have just too many options, and then I just sort of get like flabbergasted, and I'm like, I just can't decide. So anyway, today, if you couldn't tell, I'm going to be using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. Another problem I've been having is that I've been self-tanning, so I don't know, probably won't show up on camera. It's like huge window, it makes me look ridiculously pale. But I have been self-tanning, so I've been having the issue of trying, to like match my foundation to the rest of my body, because I don't really like to self-tan like my face that much. I think it would just totally break me out. That's been pretty fun. Luckily, this foundation that I'm using today, it's actually a really, really great summer foundation for me. And that's kind of exciting too. Getting into summer is that I have so many different products that I really only use in the summer. And it's really, really fun to be able to bring out these products because, this is way too dark for me in the winter. And I don't have a winter shade in it, but I really, really like the product. And one product that I'm missing so dearly is my Cargo Liquid Foundation. Oh my gosh. Of course, when I bought that, I just bought it in the lightest shade because at the time it matched me perfectly, and now not so much. Just too bad that makeup is so expensive, especially like higher end stuff. I mean, honestly, I would love to have like, 2 shades of everything, a winter shade and a dark shade for, everything that I like, but that would just cost so much money. I know some people do that too. But I can never justify it. I'm like, there's so many other things I'd like to spend my money on. Like a brand new foundation. Another thing too is this concealer from Nars. I used to love this concealer so much for blemishes back when it matched me, but now it's just too light for me to put on top of any blemish, so I gotta keep it underneath the eyes, which is fine because it works great for an under eye concealer too. Luckily, my skin hasn't been like super terrible. I went through a bit of a phase when I first moved in. I think that some of that was stress related, and I think part of it too, I don't know if it's like the change in water and stuff, like I don't know if that affects your skin, but personally I kind of think it does, because I noticed too, like last year when I'd come up to visit my boyfriend, like if I stayed for a long amount of time, you know, well I guess more than like, you know, a day, if I was up here for, you know, 2 or 3 days, I noticed just from washing my face and stuff that my face would just start to break out for no reason. I mean, it's not like I changed anything in my routine other than the fact that I just was in a new place, and so I honestly think that kind of like water and stuff has effect on it too. The e.l.f. brush that I recently picked up is just so awesome. It's their blush brush, but it works really, really well just underneath the eyes to set your concealer. And another product that I'm super happy I get to pull out is my Korres Wild Rose Brightening Powder. Don't get to use this a whole lot outside of the summer season because it is a bit dark, but right now it is perfect. I did notice when I was working at the daycare that I really need to get some new sunscreen because holy hell did my back get sunburnt. It's pretty bad. We went outside to play with the kids, and the babies are so cute in the sandbox. Oh my gosh. But, you know, we were sitting out there with them, and I was like, holy cow. I mean, I just felt so hot. And then, of course, they got home, and I've noticed I have a really nice red back now, which is not good because I just had surgery on it. So I have, like, my scar and everything back there. So I'm like, oh, okay, yep, that needs to be more protected. The little thing about Benefit's Bad Gal Lash that I love is that it works so well to bind your false lashes with your real lashes. It has like the perfect texture to it, and the brush just works so well. Like, I seriously am always going to have this mascara around now just as like that like binding part, because I like to use whatever mascara, like I use that Physicians Formula one today just on my bare lashes, but then once I put those fake ones on, this is just awesome to add that second coat to really lift up your lashes. I need to like speed things up. That's the thing when like Bryce is gone and I don't like have anybody to talk to or I don't have anything to do. I will spend forever on my makeup. It's crazy. In case you're wondering what I'm working on now, just doing my lower lash line. Gotta record my video on how to smoke out your lower lash line because basically those are the steps I'm taking right now, and that will be up soon. Just gotta get it done. I've been so busy lately because I'm about working like in the prestige department at Ulta. There are so many drugstore products that I love so much, and you know, if somebody's willing to pay for, you know, a high-end item, we're supposed to, you know, sell them like a high-end item. But I sometimes have such a hard time doing that because I'm like, I don't even have a high-end favorite, you know? Like this bronzer I love. Unfortunately, I mean, I think it's been discontinued, so you can't even buy anymore. So that doesn't really apply. But like my Jane eyeliner, I've had so many questions. That's definitely one of the most popular questions is what is a great eyeliner that will stay on my waterline or won't smudge throughout the day. And I've always say this to you guys, the Jane Water Resistant Eyeliner. It's absolutely incredible. And I don't have a high-end favorite. I really don't. So I'm always like, well, actually my favorite is like $6, so wander over there. I just really like to, you know, be honest with people. Because just like how I wouldn't recommend, you know, to you guys something if it's more expensive, I don't want to recommend like our, you know, customers something more expensive. I really do feel like though I've just learned so much recently from my job, especially because a lot of people we get that ask the most questions are more mature women because, you know, like kind of people around my age or whatever, they kind of do their own thing, you know, they kind of at least think that they, you know the best products and everything, which is fine. And it's just the more mature people that I think tend to have the most questions, you know. And so from doing more mature women makeup, I have learned so much more about more mature skin and how it reacts and the best products for it. So that's been really nice just to be able to learn so much. Brow time, and then we are pretty much finished because I'm going to be eating lunch. I really don't want to get lipstick like everywhere, so I'm just not even going to go there. And we'll just do brows, and then for the lips later, in case you guys are curious, I'll probably just do a nude lip. Different routine that I've been doing with my eyebrows lately is taking my Dipbrow like on the outer 2/3 of my brow, and then I'll just go back in with my Anastasia. So funny when I say this brown to people at Ulta because they're like, it's Anastasia, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but everybody says Anastasia. I take the brow powder Duo and just take this lighter side. This is the one in brunette. And then I use the powder to fill in like the inner part of my brow, and I think that it gives a much more natural appearance. And you start to get a little bit of like that ombre brow effect. I'm still kind of working on that because I think it looks really pretty and I want to start doing it. But I mean, you can kind of see. I was just having problems for a while there, feeling like the inner part of my brow was just too harsh, and this works out perfectly. And then I still just take my Auburn brow gel and use this like on the outer part of my brow. Alright, so I think I'm done here. There's my makeup. I like it. It's maybe not like my favorite look that I've done, but I think it's pretty. I like the gold. Pop of gold's really cool. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. I thought it was pretty fun. Hopefully I wasn't too boring. It's gonna take forever to edit. Seriously, I've been sitting here now for like almost an hour, so whoops. And thank you for all the support and stuff you guys have given me over the past few weeks. It's been awesome. You guys have been just so happy for me, and that's awesome. It makes me feel even happier. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.